It's science time once again, and I'm your science teacher, Teacher Monina Kapala. Last meeting, we learned about lipids and its classification and how important lipids into our life. And today, we're going to discuss another important biomolecules, nucleic acid. Nucleic acid is the largest and the most complex organic molecules. It was discovered by a Swiss student of cell metabolism in 1971, and he is Friedrich Mischer. He named it nuclein and later called nucleic acids because of its acidic properties. Nucleic acids are the generic material of the cell and composed of recurring monomers unit called nucleotide. In 1920s, an American biochemist who studied the structure and functions of nucleic acid named P.A. Levine. P.A. Levine found that a single nucleotide contained or consists of three main components, which is the 5-carbon pentose sugar, the phosphate group, and the nitrogen base that is classified as purine and pyrimidine or pyrimidine. There are two kinds of nucleic acids. One is the deoxyribonucleic acid, or known as DNA. Often compared to a set of blueprints, it contains instruction needed to construct other components of the cell. The second one is the ribonucleic acid, or RNA. It is responsible for converting genetic information from genes into amino acid sequences of protein. And there are three kinds of RNA. Number one is the messenger RNA, second is the ribosomal RNA, and the third one is the transfer RNA. Here is the comparison chart between DNA and RNA. We're going to discuss each one by one for better understanding. Function. DNA replicates and stores genetic information, while RNA converts genetic information contained within DNA to format used to build proteins and move it to ribosomal protein factories. Structure. DNA has a double strand arranged in double helix, while RNA is one-stranded made of nucleotides. In length, DNA much longer polymer than RNA, and RNA, the variables in length, is much shorter. The sugar in DNA is called deoxyribose, while in RNA is ribose. The basis of DNA consists of adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine, while in RNA, it is composed of or consists of adenine, thymine, guanine, and uracil. The base pair of DNA is adenine and thymine, cytosine and guanine, while in RNA it is adenine and uracil pair, cytosine and guanine pair. In locations, the DNA found in nucleus with a small amount of DNA present in mitochondria. In RNA, it is formed in nuclear loose, moved to specialized region of cytoplasm, depending on the type of RNA formed. In the reactivity part, DNA are more stable than RNA, keeping the genetic information safe. In RNA, it is more reactive, not stable in alkaline conditions, and more easily attacked by the enzyme. And lastly, DNA is vulnerable to damage by ultraviolet light, while RNA is more resistant to damage from the UV light. Functions of nucleic acid. Nucleic acids are responsible for the transmissions of inherent characters from parents to offspring. Second, they are responsible for the synthesis of protein in our body. 3. DNA fingerprint is a method used by forensic experts to determine the paternity. It is also used for the identifications of criminal it has also played a major role in studies regarding biological evolutions and genetics. And that's it for today. I hope you learned something. Thank you for listening and watching.